Imagine your board asks tomorrow, what's our MiCA plan for the next 24 months? In this module, you'll learn how to respond with a clear, sequenced roadmap. Who does what, when, and why, turning abstract regulation into concrete execution steps your business can actually follow. MiCA isn't just a box to tick. Ignored, it brings real downside. Surprise enforcement, last-minute product surgery, and even losing licenses just as you start to scale. Treated strategically, it's an enabler. One authorization, access to 450 million EU consumers, and a regime institutions can trust. And because MiCA is likely to shape global rules, aligning early can simplify your expansion plans well beyond Europe. Think of MiCA not as a single project, but as a 12 to 36-month build. First, you establish the truth. What you do today, which tokens and services you touch, and the obvious fixes you can ship quickly. Next, you design to be licensable. A CASP authorization plan, genuine governance, and the capital and people to sustain it. Finally, you treat regulation as ongoing infrastructure, continual scanning, audits, and feedback loops that keep you aligned over time. We start with assessment. You'll map your activities to see where you already look like a CASP, classify any tokens, and compare today's reality with MiCA expectations. The outcome is a clear red, amber, green picture of your regulatory position. This phase is about shifting from "we hope it's fine" to "we'd be comfortable showing this to a regulator." On the chaotic side, customers see vague terms, tiny disclaimers, and hypey promises. On the orderly side, 3 quick wins change everything. Clear, MiCA-aware terms, blunt plain language risk warnings, and marketing that removes any guaranteed returns. You don't need a license to start operating this way. Your first concrete move is a MiCA working group that actually runs the program. Give it a clear mandate. Own the roadmap and force legal, product, and operations to solve problems together, not in silos. Set a tight cadence, for example, a short dashboard every 2 weeks on status, risks, and decisions needed. And anchor everything with a senior executive sponsor who can unblock issues, prioritize trade-offs, and enforce accountability. Phase 2 moves you from experiments to being a supervised institution. That means securing CASP authorization, holding real capital, and proving your tech and security meet DORA expectations. The payoff is a structure investors, banks, and regulators can trust at scale. MiCA doesn't just license your entity, it licenses your leadership. Regulators expect a management body that's experienced, accountable, and genuinely involved, not just names on a slide. They look for clear decision rights for key risks and products, and a governance setup where no single person can mark their own homework. Once you know your MiCA profile, budgeting becomes a leadership choice, not a legal footnote. First, headcount. Do you have genuinely independent compliance, risk, and legal capacity, or just one overstretched generalist? Second, tech. Surveillance and reporting systems must actually detect abuse at your scale. Spreadsheets won't cut it. Third, capital. Model the full cost of compliance and ring-fence sufficient reserves before regulators force you to. Phase 2 is also where leadership turns intentions into everyday behavior. Policies on AML, conflicts, and custody only matter if they show up in onboarding flows, approvals, and checklists your teams actually use. For market abuse, assume it will happen unless you design monitoring to catch it early. And don't forget sustainability. Investors and regulators will expect clear, consistent disclosures about the environmental footprint of your crypto asset activities. In the final phase, you're building a lightweight radar, not a legal research department. Assign someone to scan for new guidance from ESMA, EBA, and your national supervisor, then translate only what's material for your business. Connect MiCA decisions with AML, the travel rule, and GDPR so controls don't conflict. And keep a watch list for DeFi and NFT proposals so you can prototype options before rules actually land. A MiCA-ready firm treats every issue as fuel for improvement. Audits, inspections, incidents, and complaints feed into a single feedback loop. You investigate root causes, fix the problem, and update policies, controls, and training. Then you report clear KPIs and risk indicators to your board and, when needed, regulators. The message is simple. We spot issues early, we learn, and we are self-correcting. Over the next 30 to 60 days, turn MiCA awareness into motion. Sketch a one-page profile of your tokens and services. Stand up a small cross-functional working group. Ship obvious quick wins in disclosures and UX, then run a focused gap analysis to flag capital-intensive fixes. MiCA lets you compete on trust, not just features. Institutional capital expects this roadmap. With authorization and passporting, one solid license can power EU-wide scale. Leaders who frame regulation as an investment, not a tax, will outlast hype cycles and help shape the next market architecture.